Hey guys, welcome back. We are continuing our adventure today, working on this house and replacing the floor joist in the bedroom. That's our main concern right now, to get all those replaced. We just got the wood from Home Depot and got back. We're gonna try to knock this out as quick as we can, and we got some holes to dig, and we're gonna fill you in as we go, give you little updates along the way, and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to knock out this first board that actually sets up against this concrete wall. And once we get that in, then we can take our measurements off that and make sure everything's square and level the further we go out away from that wall. And then we'll start laying in where our posts are going to be set and start digging our holes for those. And we'll go from there. So right now we have about half of them set in place. I'm gonna show you. Just only got 4 more to set in place, and then we're gonna start leveling them out. That way the floor will be nice and level whenever we go to do the rest of the work to it. Put the subfloor down and all that. But we have to, you gotta raise it way in air on this side, and then slide it under the wall, and then let this side down and shove it in the hole over here, and then push it back. So we're gonna finish this up, and we'll get back to you. So we got them all set in place. Looks really good. We're gonna start leveling them out now. We're gonna snap a chalk line down here, and after we snap a chalk line, we're gonna cut the rest of this floor out. And there's a floor joist underneath this, and we're gonna leave that one and then scab another board on the other side. That way the new subfloor that sits on this will actually sit in the correct position, and we'll be able to hold the weight in this corner. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna cut this piece out, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, a little update for you. We've got this cut out. You can see behind me the other floor joist. It's right here, right there. And now we can scab another board on the other side of that. That way I carry the floor from the subfloor we put here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw these boards in right here. We're gonna go on and permanently screw them in to underneath the wall, and then that way we can use our shims and shim this side down here. That way the floor is nice and level, and then we'll start putting our post in, start digging the holes for our posts, set them in concrete, and then we're going to put our cross boards in, and I'll bring you back whenever we start on that. Okay, so a little update for y'all. We've got the 3-post set that goes to the center of the room that holds the center beams in. We have concrete in the holes, and we're getting ready to dump water in the holes. And that way the concrete can sit overnight tonight when we're gone. But we're getting ready to drill the holes for the carriage bolts to go through the center supports that actually bolt to the 4x4s. And that way it's nice and solid. You don't have to worry about screws breaking. So we're gonna put some carriage bolts in them, probably 2 per 4x4, something like that. It's getting kind of dark, so I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for tonight. So here we are in the house. I'm up here working today, trying to get stuff finished up and get it to where we can put some subfloor down and get this concrete sealed. The outside walls where the concrete block are is got cracks in it and it's leaking water through it. We just got to find all the cracks and figure out where they're coming from. We're gonna put a vapor barrier in and try to help keep some of the moisture out of the floor and out of the house. It's gonna help out quite a bit. I think we're gonna work on putting the rest of the nails in hurricane clips, and then we're gonna work on cutting these posts off. This one and that one, there's actually one behind me. And then we're gonna have to put a board on right here on the old floor joist that's sitting there. And that way, whenever we lay our subfloor down, our subfloor will lay on top of that, and it'll meet up with the existing floor over there in the corner. And it'll be nice and strong, and it'll carry in that little space. Because if you put a subfloor down right now, over against this floor joist, it'll just sag down every time somebody steps on it. Because there's nothing underneath it to support it. So we're gonna change that, and we're gonna put a new joist in next to it and support it. So let me get started, and I'll bring you back in for an update whenever we get the nails done and when I'm gonna start cutting the post off. Here's a little update for you. I gotta cut the 3 posts off now. 1, 2, and 3. That's what I'm getting ready to do. I have all the hurricane clips in. And if you don't know what those are, this is the hurricane clip. It's called hurricane brace, whatever you want to call it. I always call them hurricane clips. They have 10 holes. They have 5 holes on each side. And they're designed to keep the board perfectly straight to brace lateral movement side to side. That's what it's designed for. It strengthens the floor up. You just put these galvanized nails in. There's 10 nails per clip. There's 2 clips per joist. One on each side of it, like the board like this. There's one on this side and one on that side, supporting it. That way it cannot move. It is 100% locked in, sturdy. So now I'm gonna knock these posts out, cut them off, and we'll work on putting that new board in. I'll give you an update whenever that comes around. Alright, so here we are. I cut the 4x4 post off. All the hurricane clips are in. So I guess the next adventure is to put this 2x8 on. It's gonna have to be cut to size because it won't slide underneath the wall on this side. So we're just gonna cut it the same length as the other one that's in there, just the span, and then screw it straight to the other joist that's there. And then we're gonna put a couple lag bolts in it just to make sure it's nice and secure. So I'll show you that coming up. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Join us next week when we go more in depth to the tools we used and the hardware we used to get this project done. And I'll let you know where you can purchase these items. Why don't you go over and give us a follow on Facebook. It's facebook.com/country rebuilds. So like and subscribe, comment down below if you want to see something specific, just let me know. See you next week.